Today, testimony about the troubled childhood of Alan Wade. He was one of 3 people sentenced to death for the murders of Reggie and Carol Sumner. That is them seen here. But since those death sentences were not unanimous, a resentencing trial is now underway. The defense arguing that Wade was just 18 years old at the time of the crime and his childhood played a part. Reporter Janice Harris is live at the courthouse where testimony revealed Alan Wade began using cocaine, Janice, at age 13.
That was a part of what was brought up by the defense. They talked about his troubled childhood that involved neglect, drugs, and sexual abuse. But the state fired back saying, regardless of all of that, that does not justify that man and 2 others killing and kidnapping that couple.
Alan Wade is now in his mid-30s, but he was only 18 years old when he and 3 others kidnapped, robbed, and buried Reggie and Carol Sumner alive. This defense team called witnesses that explained Wade was so troubled as a child that it is not surprising he acted in violence and despair.
Alan lost a lot of important attachment figures. It's very distressing for him that he's losing his parents, his mother, sister-in-law, Teresa, not to death, but pretty much they're not in the picture for him.
The jury heard testimony of Wade being sexually abused as a child and was smoking and drinking alcohol by age 12. Dr. Castillo said Wade also struggled with emotional neglect from his mom as she suffered with cancer, and his father was absent after they broke up. Prosecutor Alan Mizrahi questioned the connection between a tough childhood and Wade being a murderer.
Isn't it true that those pictures are placed up there to create sympathy for Alan Wade?
No, I don't have any intention to elicit any feelings of sympathy for him.
As a child, Wade's mom had a boyfriend, Jerry Gainey. Gainey testified he remembered Wade feared losing his mom and wanted Gainey to leave.
She told me that she could no longer see me, that I was taking too much of her time, and so he gave her an ultimatum.
His mother and the boyfriend stayed together. During the afternoon, the defense called Dr. Susan Scully Danziger, who analyzed Wade's drug use.
He started using marijuana at the age of 12, but even earlier, he started using alcohol at the age of 11.
The defense has spent the day showing the bleak and unfortunate consistent neglect Wade experienced from his family and environment. However, the prosecution says this is not an excuse for the behavior, and Wade deserves the more severe penalty.
Yes.
And also there were some questions. The jurors were able to ask questions yet again. This is something that's very rare that you'll see happen in a trial. Even if it's a resentencing trial, they ask questions such as, does Mr. Wade express hope for the future? The response from Dr. Castillo, she told the jury, yes, he understands what his behavior has cost him. Also, it's important to note it's highly likely that the defense is working very hard to show the human side of him to spare his life, because right now the defense is hoping that he gets life in prison, while the state is still hoping for a harsher penalty. That harsher penalty would be the death penalty. Reporting live in Duval County Courthouse, Janice Harris, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Janice.